Round of applause to everyone here at Chicago Bears Now. We crossed 64,000 subscribers over the weekend, which means 65K is just around the corner. And my promise to you, if we reach 65,000 subs before the draft, which we're over a month away, so we should, we'll do a live fan-led mock draft before the NFL draft once we cross 65K. So if you want to do that, where you guys get to control the picks, we'll have some fun on a Tuesday live show. Hit that subscribe button. More news and rumors, draft, free agency coverage coming up on a daily basis. So appreciate the support. Let's jump on into today's show. I'm Harrison Graham, and you're watching Bears Now by Chat Sports. Coming up here in a few minutes, Lamar Jackson has requested a trade. While the Bears likely would not be interested, could that impact the Bears, his potential trade? We'll discuss that here in just a little bit. But let's talk about a familiar face here on Bears Now. Robbie Gould. Does he want to return to the Bears? Well, it kind of seems like it. He recently expressed interest in returning to Chicago. He hopped on ESPN 1000 in Chicago. It was actually one of those live shows, and Bears fans were chanting, "Robbie, Robbie." Here's part of what he had to say in that interview. He said, if Chicago called me and said, hey, we want you back and you would play, would I do it? Absolutely. He also later said, there's no doubt about it. Unfortunately, it's not in our court to make that decision. Probably talking about him and his agent, his family. A couple things to consider here about Gould is he lives in Chicago in the offseason. He also, the 49ers have moved on. They've trade for kicker Zane Gonzalez, so he's not going there. So, I mean, it's an interesting thing to think about when it comes to Robbie Gould. Now, there is a big factor here, and that is that the Bears have a kicker under contract in Cairo Santos, who has actually been pretty damn good for this team. I know he hit kind of a mini slump last year, especially with extra points kind of in the latter part of the season. But you look at his 3 seasons. His first year, 36 of 37 on extra points, 30 of 32 on field goals, 2 of 3 from 50+. The next year missed just 1 extra point, 26 of 30 from field goals, still rock solid. Did go 0 for 2 on 50+ that year. And then in 2022, 27 of 32, 21 of 23 on field goals, 4 of 5 from 50+. So we can say, Santos this, Santos that. The numbers show he's been rock solid. Like, with kickers, numbers actually don't lie. Like, you either make or you miss the kicks, right? Now, I know he missed that big extra point against Detroit. That would have tied the game. They lost by 1, or a couple other big ones he missed. But he has been rock solid for this team. Now, so was Robbie Gould for the San Francisco 49ers. He's been really good as well. Now, the overall field goal percentages over the last 3 seasons actually do favor Cairo Santos, and something these two have in common is that neither has the strongest leg. Here's where Gould has the advantage. Experience, and he's one of the clutchest kickers in NFL history. He has literally never missed a postseason kick, extra point, or field goal. I think the combined numbers is like, I think it's like 40 of 40 or something like that. I mean, he has never missed a postseason kick in his career, which is almost unfathomable when you think about it. It's like he's never missed one. I mean, he never tried a 55-yarder and missed it or something. Never missed, 100%. So he's got that going for him. But here's the deal. I love Robbie Gould. He's a Bears legend. But he's 40 years old. He doesn't have the strongest legs like Cairo Santos, so you're not upgrading in that regard in leg strength. Like, to me, if you're bringing in competition for Santos or if you want to replace Santos, I want someone who can boom the football. I want someone where at the end of the half and it's a 60-yarder, you at least have a chance to make it. Like, Santos can't make 60-yarders. He does not have the leg to get there. And on top of all that, Ryan Poles simply has bigger fish to fry than to worry about replacing Cairo Santos. Next offseason, yeah, sure. But Robbie Gould, who's 40, he only makes sense to me in a warm weather climate and for sure playoff contender. Are the Bears that this year? Maybe, but they're not a Super Bowl contender right now. There's simply no doubt about that. Now, pick a kicker. Who would you rather have? For one season, throw it all together. Like, yeah, I might lean Robbie Gould, but if you cut Cairo Santos, there's some dead cap penalty. Robbie Gould, he's 40. He's not going to be here forever. So it's a tough one to say. I mean, I would probably just keep Santos. I love Robbie Gould. I have no problem bringing in kicker competition, but is bringing in a 40-year-old the competition you want? Does Gould want to have to compete? I doubt it. CS for Santos, RG for Gould. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Now, maybe the Bears add an undrafted free agent to compete with Santos. And speaking of the draft, Bears draft hats have just dropped. We got a link for you guys to click and shop today, chatsports.com/Bears draft hats. Both these styles are available in flat bill, snapback, and curve bill style hats. So only showing you guys a few different pictures here, but they're available in multiple different styles with kind of the two main kind of color scheme there. Chatsports.com/Bears draft hats. Chatsports.com/Bears draft hats. Check the link in the comments and in the description. I actually like the draft hats this year. I think they're much better than they were last year. All right, let's get to the NFL news of the day, and that is that Lamar Jackson has requested a trade. He kind of tweeted out a letter on Twitter and actually said he requested one on May 2nd, or March 2nd, excuse me. May 2nd is in a month and a half. But here is what Lamar had to say, part of his snippet here. He said, as of March 2nd, I requested a trade from the Ravens organization, for which the Ravens has not been interested in meeting my value. Any and everyone that has met me or been around me know that I love the game of football, and my dream is to help a team win the Super Bowl. Now, again, I said it before, I'll say it again. The Bears are not going to trade for Lamar, but this could shake up the NFL. And could it shake up the NFC North? I think there is a possibility that Lamar ends up in this division, which obviously would not be great for the Bears because that's an elite quarterback they'd have to go up against. I think these are 10 teams that could make sense. Some more than others, like the 49ers. I don't think they're making that move. I think it would be fascinating if they did, but I don't think they will. But Detroit, you think about Detroit. 2 first-round picks. You could throw Jared Goff in a trade. They've got the capital to do it. They're already the favorites to win the division. They go get Lamar. That's a very dangerous team. Indianapolis Colts didn't trade up. Maybe they'd rather go with Lamar and get their quarterback that way. Dolphins, I know they're putting support behind Tua, but if they have concerns about his concussion issues from last year, I think Lamar's an upgrade there. The Atlanta Falcons, I think that would be an interesting team. Very manageable division in the NFC South. It would be great for the Bears because then that reduces Carolina's chances of winning that division, and then that pick becomes better for Chicago. Washington Commanders, they just brought in Eric Bieniemy as their offensive coordinator. Sam Howell is currently their quarterback right now. He would obviously be an upgrade there. New England Patriots, Mac Jones or Lamar? You tell me. I think Lamar's the better fit. New York Jets, I think it would be absolutely hilarious if the Jets said, screw you, Green Bay. We're going to go ahead and trade for Aaron Rodgers. Minnesota Vikings, listen, Kirk Cousins, some picks for Lamar. Scary to think about. Tampa Bay, if they want to kind of stay in this win now mode, I can maybe see it. I already mentioned the Niners. Kind of rambly there, but the dream scenario to me is the Jets get Lamar and say screw you to Rodgers and the Packers, and then Rodgers retires. That would be awesome. Sure, that could lead to Rodgers coming back to Green Bay, but he's 40. He's not going to play forever, so I think that would be kind of funny. The scariest scenario is that Lamar ends up in Detroit or Minnesota. That, and especially, weirdly enough, Detroit. That's the scariest scenario because Detroit proved last year they've built this roster pretty well. You add Lamar Jackson, that's challenging for the Bears to navigate for the next several years in the NFC North. So things are getting real. I think he could return to the Ravens still, but if he gets traded, let's hope it's not to this division. Now, where will Lamar Jackson play next season? What do you guys think? What team will trade for Lamar, and what team will he be playing for? If you still think it's Baltimore, you can type Baltimore, but if you think it's another team, drop that team name below. I do have concerns Detroit could be that team. I'd be fine with Indianapolis. Go to the Colts. That's perfectly fine with me. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's show. I am Harrison Graham. Again, thank you so much for 64,000 subs. 65,000 equals a fan-led live mock draft. So let's get there as soon as possible. I'm signing off. We'll probably be back with another video later today, so stay tuned for that. Until then, bear down.